The wedding invitation never came. No envelope with gold trim, no RSVP card, not even a pity text message. When I finally confronted my sister about it, her voice was clipped, as if she had rehearsed this line in the mirror. "You're socially unfit for the kind of crowd we're inviting." Her words, not mine. I hung up without defending myself. No tears. No begging. Just silence. Instead of spending her perfect day seated politely in the back pew, I packed a bag and booked a small beach villa 2 hours south. A place where the air smelled like salt and freedom. A place where my absence wouldn't matter. But peace never lasts. Not when karma has a guest list of its own. The morning after she said, "I do," my phone buzzed so violently it nearly slid off the bedside table. Dozens of missed calls, frantic texts, group chats exploding with the same desperate question. "Are you seeing this? Please answer. We need your help." I stared at the screen, half smiling. For the first time in years, they needed me. Growing up, my sister was the sun in every room. Blonde, loud, magnetic, the kind of girl people noticed instantly. Teachers adored her. Boys wrote her notes. My parents lit up whenever she entered. And me. I was the shadow trailing behind. Quiet. Bookish. Always told to smile more or speak up. At family dinners, her every accomplishment was praised like scripture, while mine were acknowledged with a polite nod. She wasn't just the golden child. She was the only child that mattered. So when she called me socially unfit, it didn't sting the way she hoped. It was simply confirmation of something I'd always known. I was never invited to her world, even when we lived under the same roof. But weddings are different. They're public declarations of who matters. And according to her, I didn't. Fine. If I didn't matter, then neither would she. The discovery of betrayal. The cracks in her fairy tale started long before she picked out her dress. Her fiancé was charming, too polished, too careful with his phone. I noticed it during Christmas. He excused himself to take a work call, and returned smelling faintly of perfume that wasn't my sister's. I didn't say a word. Why would I? When someone has spent their whole life dismissing you, you stop warning them about storms. Instead you study the clouds. And I studied him. A shared cloud folder he didn't realize was still synced to an old email. Hotel receipts booked for 2. Screenshots of messages laced with promises. And pictures, dozens of pictures, of him wrapped around another woman. Ironically, the other woman was one of her bridesmaids. I could have told her. I could have spared her humiliation. But why would I save someone who never once saved me? The night before her wedding, while fairy lights glittered over their rehearsal dinner, I sat in my villa uploading every file I had collected. Screenshots, messages, videos. All timed to release the moment they said, "I do." No dramatic interruptions at the altar. No thunderous speech to stop the ceremony. Just a quiet storm waiting to detonate. I was sipping coffee on the balcony when it happened. Her fiancé's double life exploded across social media. Guests still in their tuxes and gowns pulled out their phones mid-reception, jaws dropping as their feeds flooded with proof. Pictures of him and the bridesmaid. Screenshots of his late-night declarations of love to someone who wasn't the bride. Hotel bookings time-stamped against the very weekends he claimed to be working. By the time the first call hit my phone, she was already unraveling. "You ruined everything," she screamed when I finally answered. Her voice was raw, shredded from crying. "No," I said calmly. "He ruined everything. I just made sure you knew. You could have warned me. You could have invited me." Silence. Nothing but her ragged breathing. Then finally, "You're sick." "No," I corrected, letting the weight of it settle. "I'm free." And I hung up. I wasn't at her wedding. I didn't see the guests whisper or the photographer pack up early. I didn't watch my parents storm out in fury, or the bridesmaid try to disappear under the weight of her own shame. But I didn't need to, because even though I wasn't there, I was everywhere. The ghost she tried to erase from her story had written the ending. For years I was the background character. Overlooked. Dismissed. Humiliated. But shadows notice more than the light. And when the time is right, shadows strike. I don't regret it. Not the timing. Not the silence. Not the cold precision of it all. Because when my phone lit up that morning with dozens of desperate calls, I didn't feel excluded anymore. Felt powerful. And in that quiet villa by the sea, I raised my coffee like a toast and whispered the only blessing that mattered. May karma always find its way.